Yep. Welcome everybody to the Week 6 Grind with DFS Rebels. It's your boy David Dietrich, aka Double D. I'm here with Robert Smith. You can call him Twitch. DFS Rebels is sponsored by Bet Angles with player pick'em contests, computer-generated sports betting picks, and sports research tools. Together, we will rise to the top. So before we start, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. And yeah, let's just get right into it. Make sure you join the rebellion. All right, so welcome back, everybody. This is the Week 6 grind of DFS Rebels. Sorry I took a couple of videos off. I was watching my Houston Astros suck it up in the first 3 games, and now, look what it is. It's all tied up at Game 7 tonight, baby. It's time to witness history. Big comeback. All right, but besides that, let's get into football. We come here for the NFL. First game we're going to talk about is the Chicago Bears and the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are only a 1-point favorite, and the over and under is 44.5. Some injuries in this game for the Panthers. Curtis Samuel, he's questionable. Eli Apple, hamstring, he's going to be questionable as well. We all know Christian McCaffrey's out. And cornerback Dante Jackson, toe is questionable. And for the Bears, it's just Tyree Cohen's out. All right, Rob, what do you want to talk about here? You go first.
We got to talk about how good Mike Davis has been with McCaffrey's out. Like, it's been a very interesting piece, and he's been on a lot of big winning lineups. He's now pretty chalky everywhere you look. DK, FanDuels, Super Drafts, whatever you play, he's chalky, but he's giving you the fantasy production that you want. And I like him going in to this one with Chicago Bears being like the 16th against the rush.
Okay.
But, flipping it right around, Carolina's not that good against the rush either. So
yeah, you can run on him for sure.
Yeah, so David Montgomery definitely in play here. And
I like David Montgomery.
He's also incredibly chalky. But I kind of like this run game being chalky because I can make my lineups with David Montgomery and Mike Davis and then just get different elsewhere if they're both supposed to have good games. Obviously, with now that we have what's his name?
We got Big Dick Nick Foles.
Dick Nick. That's right. I wanted you to put respect.
That's Tom Brady's daddy, by the way.
Yeah. Now that he's in, he's really been targeting Allen Robinson a lot. 16 targets last game. See a lot of production off of him. I'm really big on Jimmy Graham this week.
Okay.
He's pretty
why you like him?
Well, he's pretty touchdown dependent, but the Carolina has not been that great against the tight end.
Okay.
And
I like where you're going with this.
They've been targeting Jimmy Graham.
I don't think Jimmy Graham will be highly owned as well.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be low owned, and it's just he's been so much better on the Bears. Like, this is the perfect fit for him. Like, compared to like his last 2 seasons, especially last year on the Packers, this is like a completely different Jimmy Graham. He's showing his athleticism, his height, and everything. And I'm guaranteeing a touchdown this week from Jimmy Graham.
Ooh, okay, that's the first guarantee of the week, boys.
Yeah. And,
mark it down, Jimmy Graham touchdown.
Yeah, and I do like a lot of Bridgewater. I think he's like 2% owned in most.
Yeah, Bridgewater's showing up this year, man. I like Teddy Bridgewater as well. You pair him up with Mike Davis, who's just getting a lot of catches out the backfield, man. And he had 9 catches last week, and week before that he had 8 catches. He's getting touchdowns, man. He's a great pairing. Mike Davis, yeah, he's gonna be chalk, but if this is the game you want to stack, you can't go wrong with that. Curtis Samuel has been getting a lot of. He's 2 straight weeks. He's been getting at least 5 carries a week.
That's if he plays. Yeah.
Yeah, he's questionable, but I think he's gonna play. Roddy Anderson having a huge season so far with the Panthers. David Moore had a touchdown last week, 4 catches, 93 yards. Yeah, I like the Panthers. Not really high on the Bears side of the ball. I do like David Montgomery, but if he's gonna be that highly owned, I might just have a few shares of him. Besides that, I'm not on Big Dick Nick Foles. As I don't like him that much as a quarterback this week. I'm going to talk about other guys I like later on in this video. But the only guy I really like on the Bears is David Montgomery probably, and Allen Robinson. If they do fall behind and they start chucking the ball, Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller. That's pretty much it. You say Jimmy Graham's going to score a touchdown. We'll see. I'll have a share of him.
Just talking about Carolina again, like DJ Moore is obviously in play, Anderson. The one thing you got to look at Bridgewater is he's gotten better each and every week. He was originally scoring around in like averaged 15 fantasy points in the first 2 games, and now he's been averaging in like the 20s. So I think he's just going to get better. He just found a good fit here. Everyone thought at the beginning of the year he was just going to be a placeholder. He might have a future here for a couple of years. We don't know. But I'm actually going to have a lot of exposure to Teddy Bridgewater come tomorrow in that Millie Maker.
Yeah, Bert.
All right, what's next?
All right, the next game, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Indianapolis Colts. Indianapolis Colts is a 7.5 point favorite. The over and under is 46 points. Injuries to note about, DJ Reader, D tackle on the Bengals, he's out, and their tight end, CJ Uzman, is out. For the Colts, quite a few guys are out. Michael Pittman Jr. out, wide receiver. Wide receiver Paris Campbell, he's also out. Darius Leonard, their stud linebacker, he's going to be out this game. Mo Alley Cox, one of the tight ends for the Colts, he's going to be out. Justin Houston, DN, he's questionable, so he has a chance to play. And then we all know Marlon Mack is out. All right.
You gotta talk about this defense first.
Yeah.
After what Baltimore did to the Bengals last week, now you're going up against the Colts, who arguably have like the best defense in the league.
Yeah. I mean, they are going to be out Darius Leonard, but that matters much. They still have Anthony Walker. They have everybody. They have a lot of linebackers to plug in. But yeah, you keep going. You like the Colts defense, one of your top plays?
I do, but I'm not dissing on Bo at all. I think Bo is going to be an absolute all-star in this league. His line is awful.
I agree.
They just need to fix their game up. So actually, for the big GPP with some multiple entries, I do have some shares of Joe Burrow because he's only like 1.4% owned.
Okay.
I don't like it, but you have to do that with GPPs. So if I'm pairing Burrow up with anybody, I absolutely love T. Higgins this week. I've been on T. Higgins since the beginning of the year, and people are just finally starting to see his talent.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Green. You saw him last week over the side, kind of do like a little temper tantrum, telling his coach to trade him. If he wants to be traded at 32 years old, he needs to show a little more commitment on being a leader, because that's not what a leader does.
Yeah, nice.
And he also needs to show that he can play. But here's the thing. Since I think the Bengals are going to be moving on from AJ Green, they might want to show his talents off so they can actually trade him for something valuable. Meaning, they might actually try and get him the ball this game and kind of show him off so they can find some trade partners. I don't know how good he's going to be against this defense, though. But for AJ Green at less than 1% owned, I'm actually all over AJ Green this week as a sneaky GPP play with Burrow in big GPPs.
Okay.
One thing I do notice that is Cincinnati is ranked 30th against the rush, which means Jonathan Taylor is going to be running all over this field, all over the place. Jonathan Taylor must start in cash and even GPP probably.
Okay, and any shares of Nyheim Hines?
I have some shares of mine, yes, because the running game is just going to be all over the place.
Okay.
And if Jonathan Taylor is going to be just destroying them, he's going to have to sit down and take a breather, and then Hines is going to come in. They're going to concentrate a lot on this pass catching and the run game with these two, because Phillip Rivers is just an absolute disaster of a quarterback.
Yeah, his age is finally catching up to the poor guy. I like Phillip Rivers, but not in this game. In his career, he had a solid career. I mean, with the Chargers, he had a lot of great teams. It's just they couldn't get over the hump. They never made it to the Super Bowl, but they had a lot of Super Bowl caliber teams. But yeah, coming back to this game, Bengals-Colts, the only thing I really like in this is the Colts defense. I'm going to have lots of shares of the Colts defense. I'm looking for them sacks. I'm looking for those interceptions. Joe Burrow is going to be great, like you said. This is his rookie season. Everybody's going to have everybody doesn't have a great rookie season, but from years down the line, Joe Burrow is going to be a great star in this league. Yeah, going back to AJ Green, seeing him pouting the sidelines is just embarrassing. It's time to get rid of him. I think a team like the New England Patriots will actually try to trade for him, so they might, try to showcase him a little bit in this game. But I don't know. I'm not really high on the Bengals. Besides, maybe some Joe Mixon, but the Colts defense is just really good against the run, and Joe Mixon has a terrible line, so it doesn't bode well for his chances this week. But I have a little bit of shares of him, and yeah, like you said, Jonathan Taylor all day, and maybe some T.Y. Hilton. He did have 10 targets last week, so Phillip Rivers does like to target his number one receivers and his tight ends and his running backs, and that's it. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to have any shares of Zach Pascal, but I'm really off this game. I'm not really high on it, and that's it really.
Well, you said like Rivers likes to target the tight end. So with Ollie Cox out, you might want to look at Jack Doyle or Trey Burton. They might actually have some volume.
Yes.
But overall, I'm really only like both running backs on the Colts, and I'm pretty much fading Cincinnati altogether, except for big GPPs with T. Higgins, Green, and Burrow. I'm off Mixon.
Yeah, I didn't mention Tyler Boyd. I mean, I like Tyler Boyd,
Yep.
but because they're probably gonna be playing from behind, so I guess Tyler Boyd actually I should mention him that I will probably have some shares of him as well. Next game up, I like this game. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions is a 3.5 point favorite, and we got an over and under of 54.5 points. So yeah, a lot of points gonna be scored in this one. Injuries to note about for the Lions, just Desmond Trufant, which is a big one. One of their cornerbacks is going to be out. For the Jaguars, the DN Josh Allen, questionable. And DJ Chark looks like he's questionable. I don't know. It doesn't look like he's going to play, but it's going to be a game time decision most likely. And then Tyler Eifert is also questionable. All right, Rob, start us off. What are you liking here? I like this game a lot.
Yeah, this game is actually I like a lot about this game, but I'm going to start off real quick by saying, last week, we mentioned on our podcast that we liked Chase Claypool. And I listened to a lot of other podcasts. I didn't have one other person mention his name. We ain't giving out some bullshit information here. We are telling you plays that we like. And God will be right on Claypool. Obviously, we didn't know he was going to do that. But we knew what type of play he was. We knew he was going to be a part of the offense. So right now, again,
You're about to bring some fire for us
I'm
right
bringing
now?
you fire.
Who you got?
And this is on
Who you
tape.
liking?
And this is on tape. So
Just spit it out.
This is on tape. So people need to go back and listen to us. Like, our shit is on tape. Right now, grab Colin Johnson from
Woo!
Jacksonville. From Jacksonville.
Colin who?
He finally got into the end zone last week.
What's his name? Colin who?
Johnson.
Colin Johnson. All
He
right.
finally got into the end zone last week. He's been involved in the offense. The kid has talent. He had talent in college. And with DJ Chalk trending to be out, you're going to see this kid involved in the offense. He is a talented kid. I'm telling you right now, I'm guaranteeing another end zone for this kid.
Okay.
Minshew should have a big game against
Now,
this,
do you like Colin Johnson? How about if DJ Chark comes in? Do you still like Colin Johnson? Or
I still like him, just not as much. But DJ Chalk is trending towards not playing.
Okay.
It looks like he's just not playing. Minshew should have a big game this week.
Yes,
Detroit,
I love Minshew this week.
Yeah, Detroit has a bad defense.
I love me some Minshew.
Yeah, Detroit has a bad defense. That they have some banged up defensive players. You can load up Senote. Senote is great with rushing and catching. Still got James Robinson out there, who's been doing like a workhorse sleeper pick this season. I love Jacksonville this week. But then flip it around. You got Stafford, who is finally looking like the Stafford I wanted him to be at the beginning of the year. He's got all his weapons. He's looking good.
Kenny Galladay's back.
Galladay is chalky as shit, but I'll take him. I love him. I actually see a touchdown from Melvin Jones this week.
Okay, Marvin Jones Jr.
Put that one on paper also.
Okay.
I absolutely love Swift this week. They're getting Swift more involved. He's involved in the catching and the rushing.
Yeah, okay. That's sneaky.
Kerryon Johnson's starting to fade. AP is still getting a lot of the touches, but Swift is getting more and more involved. I love Swift this week, and if you want to be part of this, when he explodes at low ownership, I think this is the week you want to get him.
Any love for TJ Hawkinson tight end?
I do like Hawkinson this week as well. He's been a little underwhelming, but he's been okay. Like, he's been pretty good. So, like, I can see why people like him this week. I like him in cash games for sure. I'm stacking this game pretty heavy. I love this game. What is your thoughts?
Yeah, no, this is, like I said before, this is one of my favorite games of the week. The Lions is the more chalkier side, but I'm more on the Jaguars. Jaguars' defense isn't good, so I think they're going to be playing from behind. Gardner Minshew, lock him in. Yes, he's one of my favorite quarterbacks this week, and I'm going to have a lot of shares of him. I know they have a bad team, and yes, they're not going to win a lot of games, but Gardner Minshew is going to put up stats, and he's a fantasy quarterback that I love. Laviska Shenault, the rookie, is my favorite receiver to pair him up with. I know you just threw out a GPP play. I like Laviska more, Shenault, because they get him more, like you said, involved with the running game, passing game. Love that. That's one of my favorite targets this week is Gardner Minshew, Laviska Shenault. Besides that, Chris Conley is another good play if you want to get sneaky. I don't know. I'm not gonna guarantee a touchdown, but he could get a touchdown in this game. And then with the running back James Robinson, I like him, but if they're gonna be falling behind, and maybe in PPR leagues, I like him more because he does get receptions out of the backfield. But yeah, that's it. I like the Jacksonville Jaguars a lot. And then, yeah, like I said, the line's more chalky. Kenny Galladay, is going to be, I'm going to be heavy on him with Matt Stafford, DeAndre Swift, Marvin Jones Jr. Yeah, everybody on the lines is playable.
Yeah, everything on the Lions is mostly cash play. I mean, they're good for GPP also, but cash definitely. But listen, Colin Johnson, saying it again, fucking listen this time.
Next game up. Oh, man, it's depressing to even think about this. The Denver Broncos versus the New England Patriots. The New England Patriots are a 9-point favorite, and the over and under is 45. All right, let's go through this long list of injuries for the Denver Broncos.
Your Denver Broncos.
Yes, this is why I'm sounding depressed. We all know right now this is my favorite team of all time. I've been a diehard Bronco fan for a while, but yeah, we still got to get into this. All right, Noah Fant has been ruled out. Drew Lock is questionable, but looks like he's going to play. KJ Hamler, out. AJ Bouye, out. Gerald Casey, out. Cortland Sutton is out. Von Miller, out. And Mark Barron is out. For the Pats, only Cam Newton is coming back from he had COVID. And then also Stephen Gilmore had COVID, but he's going to be playing as well. So, so the only injuries to note about was Julian Edelman has been questionable, but looks like he's going to play, and then Sony Michel's out. All right, Rob, you break it down for me, man.
Listen,
let me just
right off the bat,
drown my tears in sorrow.
We already know his man crush Drew Lock is back.
Drew Lock, they're saying he's questionable, but yes, he's back.
He's back, and I can't tell you how sad this man was when he went down. Yep, that's Dave right there.
This is very depressing.
Oh, man.
It's been a depressing season for me so far.
Listen, I kind of like this game on the Pats side.
Oh, boy. So you're on a Cam Newton train?
Cam Newton train is going to run all over your Denver Broncos.
Okay.
Right? Up and down.
I mean, it's fair to say that. Yes, it's fair.
He's been out, so he wants to come back strong. He has some great targets.
And just to let you guys know, Cam Newton lost to us in the Super Bowl, so he has some revenge in his mind.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Might see a little more of this Damian Harris rookie. I like him. People are finally jumping on him. But it's the backfield is so weird with New England. Just because Damian Harris looked good, now it's going to be Rex Burkhead season. You can never trust the Patriots. If you're going to go any Patriots running back, you need to do multiple entries. And you need to have Burkhead, James White, Harris. You just need to have shares of everybody. The only one you can really rely on is Cam. N'Keal Harry is a great target for Cam. Across the field, I liked Judy before Gilmore came back, so I'm kind of off the Judy train. But here's a GPP play for you all. You have this kid who I think he should be active tomorrow for the first time.
You're gonna try to pronounce that name?
Yeah, his name's Albert Okawangwan or whatever. He's the tight end on Denver.
That was a good play. That was a good try. I mean, I still to this day don't know how to say it, but yeah, you guys remember who this guy is? He was Drew Lock's.
Yep.
He was Drew Lock's favorite target in college, so they're gonna have a connection.
Yeah. So that is a GPP play only from the Denver side. Melvin Gordon and his dumbass.
I forgot to tell.
Well, he's not injured.
I should have said that during the injury report, but yeah, he will be out as well. Yeah, we all know
he's not injured. He's just stupid.
Yeah,
he's out for drinking and driving and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So this might Philip Lindsay.
Should say he's suspended.
Philip Lindsay train. Might be coming. A little Royce Freeman maybe.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes. I know Lindsay wants to get back out there and prove himself. He's been kind of an afterthought. Mm-hmm. So this might be a little interesting for him.
I'm excited for him to be back.
What's your thoughts on this game?
All right. Oof. Yeah. Not excited for the Broncos. I mean, I'm obviously I want them to win, but if they're going to beat the Patriots, they're going to have to play perfect football, and that's going to be hard. The Patriots defense is actually a good play, I feel like, and I hate to say it. They're going to have Stephen Gilmore back, and their only weapon the Broncos have this week is pretty much Judy, but it looks like he's going to be getting the Stephen Gilmore treatment. But if they say his route running is as elite as it is, then he should be able to get some passes, catch some passes over Stephen Gilmore. He can't overpower him, but he can definitely out.
With him being shut down, what receiver on Broncos do you like?
Tim Patrick is the other receiver that's starting on the opposite side. like I said, Cortland Sutton is out now, so Tim Patrick's been getting a lot of run. And the last 2 weeks, he scored a touchdown in each game. So Tim Patrick, look out for him. He could score our only touchdown in this game if I'm hoping that we score more. But Tim Patrick, yes, I'm not. It's not my guaranteed touchdown of the week, but Tim Patrick is a good play. I'm happy Drew Lock is back, but just I don't like him against the Patriots defense.
There's 3 tight ends on Denver. Jake Butt. There's the other guy.
Yeah, Nick Vanett.
But I'm not playing in any of them. The only
Nick Vanett is there mainly for blocking. So it's Jake Butt and then this rookie. I'm not gonna butcher his name.
But the only reason I play him is just because of for GPP purposes and the connection with Lock. But otherwise, I'm not playing the other 2 tight ends at all. Who do you like receiving on Patriots if Julian Edelman is out? N'Keal Harry or Bird?
I like N'Keal Harry. Bird would be the GPP play. Bird actually played better than N'Keal Harry last week, so we'll see. But like I said, I think the Patriots they're a run first team, so they're going to be doing a lot of runs with Cam. We're going to see what this Damian Harris guy is all about. And then they also have Burkhead. You can't forget about Burkhead. And they have James White. Actually, you know what? James White is actually a good play, probably. Yeah. He's a third down specialist. So we got to watch out for him.
PPR specialist as well.
Yep.
Yep. So
yeah, honestly, I just like the Patriots defense. I'm sorry to say it. I'm a Denver Broncos fan. I hope we win, but that's the only play I like is the Patriots
Pats defense locked in on your returning Drew Lock.
I'm gonna cry myself to sleep.
All right, let's keep this going.
Yes, this next game is the chalky game of the week. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings. This is going to be a high-scoring affair. The over and under is 54 points, and the Vikings are a 4.5-point favorite. Injuries. Dalvin Cook, the star running back, is going to be out this week. So it's going to be Alexander Mattison season.
It is.
And then for the Vikings, Danielle Hunter, the DN is out, and Anthony Barr, their linebacker, is out. And nothing for the Falcons. So, all right, Rob, you start off, man.
Well, first of all, my friend Dave here he's a chef. He went to the CIA. He's a pretty good cook. And Dave, do you know what I want for dinner tomorrow?
Tell me, what do you want?
I want some deep fried bird. Because the Minnesota Vikings are gonna deep fry these Falcons. So rip me up a little dish. Give me some friggin' some au gratin potatoes and some asparagus with that Falcon, will you? Oh, I'm predicting, just like many people, that the Vikings are gonna be the highest scoring team on this slate. Some of the highest scoring players. I love the Vikings tomorrow. Who doesn't? They're chalky, cash game players all around. They should be in GPPs as well because you need a core players like that. Yes, the leading rusher of the year, Dalvin Cook, who I predicted, by the way, in our original video, is out. But Alexander Mattison looks phenomenal. He might be the best backup in the league. He's going to be taking over, and I think he's going to be just as productive against a team that is ranked 14th against the rush. I love Alexander Mattison, and everyone does. He's 40% owned right now.
Wow, that's high.
Yes. Absolutely love Thielen. Absolutely love Justin Jefferson. The only receiver I don't like on Minnesota is Irv Smith. I just don't like the tight end at all. It's just not a thing I want to look at.
They say he's talented, but I haven't seen much from him.
You could lock and load Kirk Cousins. I think he's going to be a great cash game and great GPP quarterback. Across the field, I love Matt Ryan. Everyone forgets that Minnesota's defense is horrid. Matt Ryan is a fantastic GPP play. I think he's 2% owned.
Okay.
And
I like that.
And he
Actually,
has
now that you said that, I'm going to have to write that down.
And he has Julio Jones back. Julio Jones, Ridley, Hayden Hurst, Gurley. These are people who are just, they can catch the balls. And there's a lot of production. There's going to be scoring on both sides of the field. I think the Vikings win, but this is going to be a very high-scoring game on both sides. And if the Vikings are going to win, that means I like Matt Ryan even more, throwing from behind. I love that. You got Julio Jones. He hasn't looked too Julio lately, but I think we're going to finally see.
Julio.
I think we're finally going to see some Julio. I love Ridley. Looks so good. You can get some Gage in there. Who's that other kid that people like? I can't pronounce his name. Man. He's the other wide receiver. I'll think of it and I'll talk about it.
All right, what do you think about that? Let me talk about this. Is a chalky game of the week, so I'm gonna have some shares, but I'm kind of gonna fade this game a little. I think. You just said Mattison is gonna be 40% owned. I mean, I'll have him in one lineup. Besides that, yeah, I mean Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. It's a good stack. It's just gonna be some points scored, and Dalvin Cook. This Vikings offense runs through with Dalvin Cook, so. It could just run through Madison in this game, and the Falcons' defense is absolutely horrid this year against the run. So Mattison, we have 40% owned. I guess I'll have one share of him. Besides that, for the Falcons, playing from behind, Matt Ryan all day. If he's gonna be low on, actually, is he gonna be low on Matt Ryan?
Matt Ryan, very low owned.
Yeah, I'm surprised. So yeah, I think I would like Matt Ryan a lot here.
Yeah. Okay. So the other guy was Zacharias, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
Okay.
But now with Julio Jones back, he's not going to get as targeted. But these are all plays like those guys, like Gage and Zacharias are GPP. Julio and Ridley are cash. Julio is definitely GPP as well. I love Matt Ryan's stack. Absolutely love it.
You just talked me into it. I think I'm going to have a lot of Matt Ryan now.
I feel so bad for Gurley. You can tell he still has the vision and the IQ to be a great quarterback, but his body is just like a couple ticks behind. He can't react to his vision. But he's still gonna get touchdowns. He's still gonna get all the goal line work.
Yeah.
So he's always gonna be fantasy.
Yeah, I mentioned Gurley. Yeah, Gurley's a good play. I mean, I like him more if the Falcons can keep a lead. I mean, I feel like it's impossible to keep a lead. But
yeah. Plus, Minnesota's.
But he does get the goal line work.
Minnesota's 24th against the rush, so he's a great player. I think.
Yeah, this is a chalk game of the week, so you choose your poison, man. I'm gonna have some shares, but I'm really gonna fade this game. I think.
That's bold. See, because obviously for cash game you can't fade it.
Yeah.
But for GPP you need a couple pieces in there. You definitely do. But that's just my take on it.
All right. Next game up, the Washington football team versus the New York Giants. Surprisingly, the Giants are a 3-point favorite with an over and under of 43 points. The injury report for the Giants, Sterling Shepard is going to be out. Darius Slayton is questionable. Saquon Barkley is out. Xavier McKinnon is out. For the Redskins, Reuben Foster, linebacker, is out. Bryce Love, the running back, is out. And Matthew Ioannidis, the DN, is out.
All right, let's look at this NFC East battle of the gargantuans.
Yeah, this is...
I'm actually hammering Washington on that +3 on my prop bets. I actually like that. Right off the bat, Kyle Allen. Still taking the lead, you know.
You're high on Kyle Allen this week?
I love Kyle Allen. Kyle Allen, for fantasy purposes, is really efficient. He put up like 9 points in the first quarter before he got injured. I know he had the rush touchdown for that, but just in general, he's less than 1% owned.
Ooh.
I love that.
That's GPP written all over it.
He has like a floor of like 4, but his ceiling is like 25. So I think that's and he can do that against the Giants of all teams. And you can pair him up with McLaurin. McLaurin would be the chalkier pairing, but it's fine since he's so low owned. It will still be a GPP play. But if you want to get even more GPPs, people like Gandy Golden.
Wow.
Gandy Golden or what's his name?
You're going real deep.
Or Dentrell Inman. Dentrell Inman only has 2 touchdowns on the year, even though it's just Haskins. But those are GPP plays. Like Washington is a great team to go GPP if you're going up against the Giants. Finally get to see a little more Gibson action. Gibson looked good last week. I think he's going to continue the moving forward. Let's see. The Giants they're ranked 15th against the rush and 10th against the pass. So they're not awful. They're not awful at all. But I do like Washington in this game. Giants. I will never use Daniel Jones until he starts getting those, like, you know those grip things you can get in the store where you just like squeeze on him. You know, he should just be doing that while he's watching TV, when he's on the toilet. He should just be doing that. His grip is, how can you fumble that much? It is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's
like they're not training him. Like just start. People work on their grip. 100 different exercises. I used to be a boxer. I used to train. I used to be a wrestler, and there's gripping exercises. And you need grip when you're making a fist or when you're grabbing onto people. How are you not doing this as a professional? It blows my mind. So the Washington defense is one of my favorite defenses this week.
I like the Washington defense as well. All right. I guess let me talk about this game. Not high at all. My favorite play would be the Washington football team's defense. They're definitely cheap on both sites, DK and FanDuel, and they're probably gonna be. Well, I don't know yet, but I don't know if the ownership is gonna be on the Washington football team. But yeah, if I was gonna pick anything, I like the defense. Even the Giants defense looks kind of good. I know a lot of people are not gonna be on them. They're still winless in the season. They haven't won a game yet. But the defense is not really the biggest problem for the Giants. It's just the offense. It's just Daniel Jones does not look like he's ready to play in the big-time football. It doesn't look like he's ready for the NFL. Can't hang on to the football, like you said. I don't know what his problem is. I like Devontae Freeman.
Yeah, I wrote him off. But he looked good.
Yeah, I like Devontae Freeman, but if they're gonna be, I mean, they're throwing him the ball a lot. But they also got involved. What's his name? Gallman.
And Deion Lewis is there.
And Deion Lewis is there too. But I mean, Devonta Freeman looked like he's getting a large share of the load. But
yeah, he's gonna get more of it this week because he proved himself last week.
Yeah, so I like him. And the only receivers. Well, Darius Slayton is questionable. He probably will play. I guess he's the only guy I would play. Evan Ingram. I don't know. It's really an ugly game. Don't like the Giants this week, but. For the Redskins, Kai Allen is a good play if you're really going GPP. Antonio Gibson is starting to look like a star.
McKissick is catching a lot of passes.
Yeah, McKissick, the third down back.
Love him on DK.
Yeah, he's doing well. Obviously, Scary Terry McLaurin is always a good play. He's getting all the targets. That's their number one guy, really, on the receiving end. Like you said, Dontrell Inman is a dart throw. But yeah, this game is not too. The over and under is only 43. There's not gonna be a lot of points really scored.
No, I like the defense.
Defense is pretty much the only play in this game.
Yeah, I like the Russell defense and Kyle Allen. That's my pair. That's my stack.
Kyle Allen, baby.
It's my sexy stack.
The Baltimore Ravens versus the Philadelphia Eagles. The Ravens are a 10-point favorite, and the over and under is 46.5. For the Ravens, the injury report, Derek Wolfe is going to be out this week. Miles Boykins, wide receiver, questionable. Marcus Peters is also questionable. Jimmy Smith, questionable. That's it for the Ravens. For the Eagles, wide receiver Deshaun Jackson is out. Lane Johnson, the stud offensive lineman, he's out. Austin Jeffrey, he's going to be out this week. Jalen Reagor is out. Dallas Goedert is out. And Darius Slay is questionable.
All right, Chef Double D. You know what I want as an appetizer when you're making my Falcons?
What would you like as an appetizer?
Fry me up some Buffalo Eagle Wings.
Eagle wings.
Eagle wings.
There's not a lot of meat on the eagle wings.
I'll still suck that buffalo sauce right off those things.
Okay.
Listen, Baltimore was the highest scoring defense last week, and they're going to be the highest scoring defense again this week. Eagles are tragic. They're tragic. They managed to put up points, though. They do. I'm looking at it. You know, everyone's on this kid Fulgham. And he has scored both weeks that he's been in, so I can understand completely why, especially after last week where he had 13 targets and he caught 10 of those. He went 10 for 13, 152 receiving yards, and a touchdown. If he is going to be in this offense like that and have Carson Wentz's trust, then yes, every week he is going to be a fantasy producer. So I don't like chasing points like that, but I will definitely have exposure to him because I think it's foolish since he's produced 2 weeks in a row and not just 1 week. Now, across the field, I'm off Marquise Brown because he's going to be going up against Slay. Hollywood has the talent to beat Slay, but I don't know. I think Slay is going to lock him down. Philly is awful against the tight end, so I'm all over Mark Andrews, but a lot of people are. He's pretty chalky. And with this backfield, again, just like last week, I'm off the backfield of the three-headed monster because it's going to be, unless it's going to be multiple entry where I'm going to have some Ingram, some Gus Edwards, some J.K. Dobbins. I believe Gus Edwards has more snaps than the other two. He's on the field more than the other two. So that's just an interesting.
That is interesting, yeah.
But no, I love Mark Andrews. I love, obviously, I love Lamar Jackson. What else? What other receivers? Snead is possible with what's his name out?
Miles Boykins.
Yeah, Boykin out. Snead is very possible.
He's not listed out yet, but he's questionable.
Yeah. So I'm not totally on the Eagles at all. What is your thoughts?
All right, my turn. For the Ravens, the only guy I really like is Lamar Jackson, and you pair him up with Mark Andrews. Slay will be on Hollywood Brown, but it's just any given Sunday, anything can happen. Hollywood Brown does have the speed to burn Slay, but Slay is a lockdown corner, so yeah, so it's not really looking good for for Hollywood Brown this week. The running game, Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards. It's just hard to predict what's going to happen.
If you were just going to play one of the running backs, who would it be?
I say Mark
Dobbins.
Ingram.
I say Dobbins.
All right, well I say Mark Ingram. He gets a large share of the carries, and I think he gets. I'm not totally sure, but I think he gets the goal line work too for the Ravens.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, so I like anybody. I'm not gonna pick them in any FanDuel or DK lineups, but yeah, Mark Ingram, the running back. But yeah, besides that, Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, and then I like the defense as well. Carson Wentz, I believe each week has thrown at least one interception each week. I think possibly two. He gets sacked. I mean, yeah, this guy's just all over. He's just a injury waiting to happen. Jalen Hurts is just waiting for his turn. They paid Wentz not too long ago all this money, so they're probably regretting it now, and that's why they went out and got Jalen Hurts in the draft. So yeah, the Eagles are gonna be playing from behind in this game. They surprised me against last week. They put up some points against the even better defense, the Steelers.
A good little stat here, though, is Baltimore is ranked number 1 in points allowed at an average 15.2, and the Eagles, for giving points, is ranked 23. They put up 23, a 22.6 a game. So just looking at that, you would really think that the Baltimore should just shut them down completely.
Yeah, I see where you're going. Yeah, like I said, the Eagles are gonna be playing from behind, and all the receivers are hurt. So yeah, this Travis Fulgham guy's been popping off lately. Zach Ertz has disappeared. I don't know what's going on with him.
Hightower is very interesting.
Hightower's another option. I mean, it's just not. I'm not high on this game with the Eagles. Miles Sanders is. I mean, he surprised me last week with 2 touchdowns. I mean, damn. I mean, besides that, maybe this is the Jalen Hurts. Wentz gets hurt. I don't like when guys get hurt. I don't want to predict injuries, but this is another week where it could be a sighting for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. I mean, I want to like Hightower, but he had 6 targets and he caught 2 of those for 18. So he's doing nothing with his targets. So I'm kind of just off him if he can't produce with that.
Yeah, I mean, and there's not much to say. I mean, Lamar Jackson probably is the best bet, and then the Ravens defense. Next up, the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers is a 4-point favorite. Over-under is actually pretty high, 51.5 for a defensive game. For the injuries, Jarvis Landry is questionable. Baker Mayfield looks questionable, but these guys look like they're going to play. Nick Chubb is out for the season. Or not for the season, sorry. He's out till, what was it,
Week 10.
Week 10, I'm sorry. Deontay Johnson for the Steelers, wide receiver, is out. All right, not too many injuries there.
Right off the bat, just looking at the ownership on Claypool is just laughable. Like, the amount of people that are chasing the points from last week. Can Claypool produce with Deontay Johnson out? Yes, of course. But is he going to do what he did last week? Absolutely not.
Yeah. What's his ownership looking like?
He's at like 20%.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little too high.
I still think he catches a touchdown.
He catches, he's not going to catch 5. 4 and 5 touchdowns. Yeah, he's not going to catch 4 or 5 touchdowns again, that's for sure.
People are playing him like he's going to break the slate again. That's not going to happen 2 weeks in a row. I don't. But again, I like him. We said last week we liked him.
Yeah.
So...
but we don't want to chase recency bias. Yes, he's capable of scoring a touchdown, and that's because his speed is undeniable.
But believe me, I like him. He's on most of my best ball leagues. I have his rookie card.
Yeah,
I like him. So the interesting thing about this game is the Browns are first in rushing.
Yeah, remember this is the rematch of last year's incident with the whole incident of the helmet.
Myles Jarrett and Rudolph.
Yeah. So. Maybe a little bad blood between the two teams.
So the two things is the Browns are number 1 in rushing, and Pittsburgh is number 2 in defending the rush. So that's just interesting. I want to see.
That's gonna see who can win the battle. There might decide the game.
That's right. That's what's going to decide the game. You have to think about that. Pittsburgh is normally a great defense to target. I'm not targeting them in this game. The Browns they're 4-1 for a reason. So just looking at it. I do like I like James Conner a lot because I believe Pittsburgh is going to be in the lead. I like Claypool. I think Juju at 2% ownership is well worth a shot. He's been underwhelming, but he's due for a game. I'm not really. I don't know if I want to be on Odell this week. You know what? I do. You know, if you're thinking back week 1 where Giants were able to put the only touchdowns up against, receiving touchdowns up against Pittsburgh, I kind of do like Odell and Jarvis now I'm thinking about it. You know, you can lock and load them on against Pittsburgh. Overall, I'm just not totally on this game in a whole. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think the over and under is a little high. I think it's gonna be under. I think I'm gonna call the under on this game, the 55.5 or 51.5. Sorry. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be a lot of scoring. I think both defenses are pretty solid. Steelers being the better of the defense. Big Ben, Juju, Claypool, they're all good players. I just don't see that much scoring. James Conner is a good play. Who's their backup over there? They got Ian. They got Schnell.
DeAndre Johnson.
No, I'm talking about the
Johnson.
yeah. No, I'm talking about the Steelers. Who's the backup to Connor?
Shit. What is his name?
Yeah, you look him up. But yeah. I mean, I not really don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, it is Snell.
Snell? Okay, yeah, Snell.
But you know the rookie McFarlane is there.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, not really. I guess Connor is a good play.
I love Connor this week.
Yeah, you can run on the Browns. They do have that one corner back, Denzel Ward.
Yep.
I don't know who he's going to be shadowing or going against. It's either Juju or it's not or
Claypool.
Claypool, but Claypool is a speedster. I think he's going to be more on Juju. So Claypool, I mean, shit. I mean, I think Claypool definitely can have another touchdown or two. But Connor is is the best player I feel like on the Steelers. For the Browns. Baker Mayfield, no, thank you. Kareem Hunt is the lead back now for them. I do like him. They're getting him involved in. I mean, the Steelers' rush defense is pretty good, so we'll see if he can break a big run or two. It's going to be tough for him, but he does still get involved in the receiving game, and so I like that for him. OBJ, I actually do like OBJ. You can pass on the Steelers. That's the thing you got. That's the thing you can do. We all saw what Wentz did last week against the Steelers. So there's no way that Baker Mayfield can do the same thing. And OBJ is a way better receiver than these other guys that the Eagles had out there. So I like OBJ. I like.
You talked me into that one. Actually.
Yeah, I like OBJ actually now.
OBJ in my player pool.
Yeah, and Laundry, he is questionable, but it looks like he's gonna play PPR leagues. I like him, but OBJ has touchdown upside, so OBJ is my favorite play on the Browns.
All right. And you might fuck around on Pittsburgh, play some GPP plays like Ebron and James. Maybe it's just some James Washington out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, James Washington, good call. I do like James Washington this week. He is one of the slot receivers. The Browns, you gotta attack the slot receivers. Their number one corner is gonna be on either Juju or Claypool. I'm gonna say it's gonna be Juju. He's gonna be on lockdown this week.
And both quarterbacks really low owned.
Yeah.
I'm off them, but I can see people use them in GPP.
Yeah, but defenses, if y'all were to choose one, the Steelers. All right, the last 1 o'clock game of the slate is the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans are a 4-point favorite, and the over and under is 53.5 points. On the injury side, Jordan Atkins, tight end, is out. Bernard McKinnon is out for the Texans. And for the Titans, and Dory Jackson looks like he's going to be out. And Corey Davis has COVID. He's going to be out this week as well. All right, Rob, you started off.
Well, beginning of the week, I was all over Derrick Henry. All over that stud. But then, as of today, when I looked at the ownership report, and he's like the highest owned player on the entire slate, he is now a cash play only for me. Is he still good in GPP? Yes, of course, because sometimes you need to be with the rest of the field. But I would rather beat the rest of the field on this one, especially with his price. I can get different elsewhere for cheaper. But yes, he's a great play for cash. He should be in all cash games. I love this game. I'm all over the sun watching. They looked so much better last week without Bill O'Brien. Big Bob is gone. Watson is showing off. Tennessee Titans is the 6th against, not the 6th, I'm sorry. They're the 23rd against the pass. So I see a lot of passing. I love Cooks. Cooks' speed is so good. And Watson is going to get him a lot of deep balls, a lot of balls. It's gonna be great. Great connection.
You just love those balls, huh?
Oh yeah, big juicy balls. But Will Fuller's going to be out there. He should catch deep balls as well. Ryan Tannehill is like the most underrated quarterback there is.
Yeah.
And this was
right
going
about
on.
that
This was going into like last year too. Like, did people forget how good he was last year? Like, he's been fantastic. So both these quarterbacks have 9 touchdowns. Receiving. Passing touchdowns, I mean. I'm completely off the running game on Houston. Besides for that, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So I do love Tannehill. I love Juno Smith.
I love Tannehill as well.
I love Juno Smith. He is absolutely phenomenal. A.J. Brown, he's looking good again. And I think Adam Humphries should be a great target. Cooks, Stills might be interesting. Fuller. This could be a great scoring game for fantasy guys. What's your thought?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it short. This is a good game. First on the Titans, Derrick Henry is high owned, but they run the offense through him, and if they can't run the ball, Tannehill's gonna throw it to A.J. Brown or Juno Smith. Adam Humphries will come back. He just recovered from COVID, so I do like him as well. So yeah, so Derrick Henry and Juno Smith and Tannehill are my favorite targets. Texans, I like David Johnson. Deshaun Watson with Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller is an amazing pairing. Texans just did look way better without Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien was the cancer of the team. He went out and traded their best player and got this running back. David Johnson is starting to look better, but still not the same player he was 3 years ago. I think he lost a lot of his speed. He had those ankle surgeries, so... Yeah, so Texans, I do like Deshaun Watson and Brandon Cooks with another good game this week with Will Fuller. I have some shares of Randall Cobb, but not much.
Yeah, Houston's 30th in the running game, so like, yeah. But this is a big cash game for me because Watson, Derrick Henry, Juno, they're all in like all my cash lines.
All right, the 4 o'clock games: the New York Jets versus the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are look at this. Dolphins are a 9-point favorite.
They have been a favorite in such a long
I want to look this up and when the last time they were a 9-point favorite, because it's probably like 25 plus years. The over and under is 47 points. All right, injuries. The Dolphins, Kyle Van Boy, the linebacker, he's questionable, and Shaq Lawson is also questionable linebacker. And for the Jets, Sam Darnold is out. Denzel Mims is out. I want to see what Denzel Mims can bring to the table, but he hasn't played yet this year. Their offensive tackle, I don't butcher his name, but Becton, he's doubtful. And Chris Hogan is out. All right, let me start it off. For the Dolphins, it's Fitzpatrick season.
Fitzpatrick season.
Yeah, I love him this game, and they're going to destroy the Jets probably. They destroyed the 49ers last week, which was shocking. I mean, yeah, the 49ers aren't the same 49ers team that like they were last year, but Fitzpatrick, it doesn't die. He doesn't want to go away. Dolphins drafted Tua in the first round last year, so we all know he's going to eventually come in and play. But I don't know. Fitzpatrick is playing good. They shouldn't take him out. So I love him this week. I'm not sure what his ownership is looking at, but it might be not too high.
Fitzpatrick around 12%.
All right, never mind. He's chalked then, but I guess he's for a reason though.
He's worth it.
Yeah, he's worth it. Like this bearded guy is mammoth. He's a stud, and the magic is real with Fitz. All right, so coming along, my favorite pairing with him is I like to go back to the board with Pat Williams. Devontae Parker, another good option, but Pat Williams is Preston Williams. Why did I say Pat Williams? But Preston Williams. I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me. But I like him again this week. I'm not going recently biased, but with the Jets cornerbacks just being as awful they are, Preston Williams is gonna. I'm gonna say this is my guaranteed touchdown of the week. Preston Williams.
Your guarantee last week was Claypool. So
yes, so my Preston Williams is my guaranteed touchdown of the week. Also, you can't always forget about Mike Gesicki, the tight end. He's just the GOAT. He's a big-bodied tight end. I don't see anybody guarding him on the Jets. So yeah. That's and this will make it easy. The Jets, I like absolutely nobody. Your turn.
Yeah, so just talking about the Jets real quick. That's not. Let me get a wet one. There we go. Listen, Bell. They released Bell because Bell didn't even want to be there anymore, and Bell wants to prove Gase wrong. How does Gase still have a job, and Bill O'Brien does? It just shit blows my mind. Yeah, absolutely blows my mind. But I'm actually love this game from all just the Miami side. Because I don't know if P. Ryan is going to be able to do anything. Bell didn't. Crowder is always in play. Crowder always scores things, even with Joe Flacid throwing to him. But I love the Dolphins on this for a lot of my lines. I love Fitzpatrick. I love Devontae Parker, Preston Williams. Give me Gesicki. Give me some Gaskin. Give me them. I think they're going to be phenomenal plays. I even love the Miami defense.
Yes, thanks for bringing that up because I didn't.
A lot of people do. They have like 11% ownership. I love it. I think this is Fitzpatrick's season. He is. You know what? Like I said last week, he's more than a GOAT. He's the screaming GOAT. Lock him into your lineups. I'm telling you, he's getting you paid tomorrow.
Preston Williams. Last but not least, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers are a 1.5 point favorite, and the over and under is 55.5. Injuries for the Packers: Darius Smith is questionable, and Christian Kersey is out. For the Packers, Alan Lazard is out. All right, so for the Buccaneers now, Leonard Fournette is questionable. Probably going to play. O.J. Howard is out, and Vita Vea is out.
That's big. That's big.
Yeah, that was an ugly injury.
That was gruesome. That was gruesome.
Yeah. So how about you start it off? This is a banger. This is a banger.
I'm telling you. Wow.
This is a banger. This is a good game to end this podcast.
Let's look at the Packers, who are second in yards per game, third in passing yards, fifth in rushing yards, first in points per game, and fourth in converting the third down. And then you look at the defense from Tampa Bay. They are second in stopping yards per game, ninth in stopping the pass, first in stopping the rush.
Interesting.
Eighth in allowing points, and the ninth to stop the third down. So this is going to be a battle of like the defense against the offense. I think this is good. But now you also got to remember no Vita Vea, so that's not going to be. The running game is a bit more easier now.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, who do you not like on this game? I know even with Godwin coming back, I'm not even going to be on him because I like Evans. I like Evans a lot. I like Ronald Jones. I think if Fournette is out, I think we get to see a little more Keyshawn Vaughn. I love Tom Brady. He's been putting up those fantasy points. He keeps doing it at his age. He's putting everybody. He's putting everybody wrong. Even when he has like bad plays and bad games. Even his senile moment where he put up. Is it the fourth down? It is what it is. He's putting up numbers.
I forgot about that. That was funny.
He's putting up numbers. They're 3-2. They're doing fine. I love Mike Evans with Tom Brady. Across the field, I love Aaron Jones because he just doesn't run it. He also catches it. How can you not play Aaron Rodgers? He's just so good. He has 13 touchdowns on the year. Tom Brady has 12, not counting his one rush that he did. Aaron Jones is a fantastic play. You got Devontae Adams back, which is huge.
Very big.
Devontae Adams is a must-play in cash. And he should be a play in GPP as well if you want to keep up with the rest of the field. He is chalky. Robert Tonyan is great. Give me some insight on this. I love everybody on this game. Give me some insight.
All right, so this is a banger right here. I like a lot on both sides. We'll start with the Packers: Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and Devontae Adams. Those are like probably more on the cash game side, but GPP you might need shares of some of these guys, man. I mean, they're gonna put up points. The Packers. The good thing with the Packers, you know where the scoring is gonna come from. Devontae Adams is back, so you know. He's going to get all the shares of the targets from Aaron Rodgers. He loves targeting and peppering all the passes towards his way. Robert Tonyan lately, I don't know if it's because Devontae Adams has been out. He's been just killing it. The tight end for the Packers. I think I might have some shares of him. Marquise Valdes-Scantling, I don't know. I mean,
he's gonna fall back now.
Yeah, I think it's Devontae Adams is back. It's going to be all him, and then and that's it. So. Yeah, and then obviously on the Buccaneers, they got back. They're getting back Chris Godwin. I I don't know. I hate injury. I hate the hamstring injury because it could be easily
linger.
Yeah, it definitely lingers. You can aggravate it very easily. I don't know. I'm gonna be off him, but he's gonna be very low on, and watch him. This could be the game that he pops off, and he's gonna be very low on. So you might need him. So in GPPs, definitely have some Chris Godwin. Mike Evans, cash game all day. He's just so good. He's so big. He just overpowers all the cornerbacks, and that's the way to. And I don't know who's gonna be guarding who, Jair or King, but it don't matter with these guys. These guys are too good. Tom Brady, like I said, he's just so good, and he's having another good season, and he's proven a lot of people wrong that he didn't need Belichick or all these other guys.
I'm predicting GPP play. Jamal Williams gets in for a touchdown.
Jamal Williams? All right, mark it down, guys. Jamal Williams is a GPP play.
We're going to see some McCoy, too. We're going to see, it's so weird with Ronald Jones.
Yeah, I'm fading the running backs on the Bucs.
It's so weird. He's so good, but it's just Tampa Bay is just not on him. They didn't go out and sign McCoy, draft Vaughn, and then sign Fournette if they thought Jones was the guy. But he's been proving each week that he can be the guy. So it's really confusing. But I love this game. You have to have people from both sides in your lines, GPPs and cash. It's just a safe game for fantasy. All right, that's going to wrap it up today. So just talking about FanDuel's real quick after that disaster that they had on the weekend with the site that they were using to provide the stats went down. A lot of people are going to be off FanDuel's, but you know what? There's a lot of fibbers out there who said they're not going to play anymore because the contests are still filling up. But no, there's going to be people who are just done with FanDuel's, and I can't blame them, but that means less competition, which means I'm still going to be there because there is still money to be won. I am all in. I don't care. But listen, I just need all you guys to continue liking, continue subscribing. Just keep trying to pay attention to us. I'm trying to get you some money. Stick with those cash games. Stick with those single entries. Keep killing the game.
Preston Williams, guaranteed touchdown.
Keep killing the game. Keep killing the grind. And join the rebellion.